Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
We've been wanting, even begging for the rain for so long, but with this soaker that we're expecting, will it be more than we bargained for?
There's much more to see. The Defender's combing through brand new video of a rough arrest by Detroit police. So, did they use excessive force? You be the judge.
He says he was trying to save his neighbor's life. Now all he has are regrets.
I was glad I was there, but in a way I kind of hate I was there.
We're hearing from the man who shot and killed his neighbor while trying to stop a dog attack.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Today, a beloved neighbor is dead, and another neighbor is absolutely heartbroken because he's the one who pulled the trigger.
It all happened in an instant last night when a woman being attacked by a dog was accidentally shot and killed by a neighbor trying to stop it. Our Paula Tutman spoke to the man who made that fateful decision. Paula?
You know what, everyone I talk to in this neighborhood says that this Mike Williams is the good Samaritan in the neighborhood. He's the kind of guy you want in your neighborhood because if you're dropping your groceries, he's going to be there to catch them before they even hit the ground. But today, he doesn't feel like a good Samaritan. He is heartbroken after accidentally killing his friend trying to protect her. It is here in a church garden that sells food in a farmer's market and helps to feed the hungry, where 52-year-old Patricia Cosby's presence will be deeply missed. She wasn't rich or famous or powerful. She was one of the meek. She was one of the vulnerable. But she was cared for deeply by those in this sparsely populated neighborhood on Detroit's east side.
Yeah. Pat was here every day, and I saw her yesterday morning.
As she walked to her friend's home last night, only a half a block away, she was attacked by a wild dog, one known to roam the neighborhood looking for trouble.
She called him to help her, and he looked and the dog was attacking her.
Another neighbor, Mike Williams, ran to her, gun in hand. He wanted to protect her. Neighbors say there was a tussle between Mike and the dog.
He ran to her rescue, and when he got there, he's left-handed, and the dog lunged at him, and he said he got off balance and the gun went off.
Pat tried to run, but the dog zeroed back in on her.
Help me, Mike, help me, Mike. You know, and I run down trying to shield her and trying to shield her from the dog, and next thing you know, it just hurt so bad. I was glad I was there, but in a way I kind of hate I was there, you know, especially with her losing her life like that, and all I was doing is just trying to help.
He is a single dad. He's trying to do the best that he can for his little girl and a community that he loves. And today that community is different because one of its members is gone, and he is heartbroken because of his part in that. Paula Tutman, Local 4.
All right, Paula, and police say they are still investigating the shooting and that Mr. Williams is cooperating. They will turn their file over to the prosecutor's office, but Williams tells us that all of his property has been returned and police have communicated to him that they don't expect any charges.
Now to a story breaking right now in Warren. This is brand new video just into the Local 4 newsroom of a carjacking that started at St. John Macomb Hospital. Police tell us the suspect carjacked a woman and then took off. Police chased him into Detroit, where they stopped him at Manistee and Wade. That's near I-94 and Outer Drive. We're told there are no injuries here. We will update you as soon as we get any new information on this.
Tonight, the Local 4 defenders are combing through new video released in the rough arrest of a suspect by Detroit police.
And this new video is from the Meijer store at 8 Mile and Woodward. It shows the moments leading up to the controversial arrest. Let's bring in defender Kevin Dietz. And Kevin, as you can see, the confrontation gets violent pretty quickly here.
Yeah, it absolutely does. You know, that cell phone from yesterday, that video was so difficult to watch. This shopper gets smacked in the mouth by a police officer with a baton. Today, the Detroit police released this new video from inside, hoping to tell more of the story. But the question is, does this new video help or hurt the officer in question? David Bivens is the store customer. The unnamed Detroit police officer is asking for receipts, making sure no one is shoplifting. But as Bivens' girlfriend tells me, who shoplifts and then sits in the lobby? The officer doesn't like what Bivens is saying and becomes aggressive. Bivens keeps his hands down as the incident escalates. A police baton is drawn and Bivens is struck repeatedly, over and over and over again. Police say he is resisting arrest. Local 4 legal expert Neil Rockine says police had no legal reason to try and arrest him.
He was the one that was the aggressor. He was the one that was the pursuer. He was the one that was using a baton to smack the shopper. I mean, there's no way to look at that video and conclude in any way that that officer was in harm's way.
The beating continues and moves outdoors, where cell phone video captures Bivens being smacked in the mouth with a baton. His girlfriend tells me his teeth are broken and jaw may be fractured. He was still under arrest today with no official charges being filed. The police chief says the investigation continues today. Shoppers say they've seen enough.
He showed the receipt, so why you take out your baton and try to beat him? You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no cause for that.
Neil Rockine reviewed the entire video and says the beating outside and the new video from inside tell a story of an overly aggressive officer violating a civilian's rights.
Look, you're a police officer. You have to be able to endure. You have to have some thick skin. You can't just get emotionally riled up and then use the force of law.
And the shopper Bivens, he's still locked up tonight, and he has not even been charged with a crime yet. Police are not releasing the name of the officer. They tell us that he is a longtime veteran who works in the 11th precinct. He was working at Myers as a security guard in an off-duty capacity at the time of the incident. Obviously, much more is going to come out of this one. Kevin Dietz, Defenders.
Yeah, and Kevin, you'd think DPD wouldn't put this out unless they thought the officer was in the right, but is there a chance that the charges could get dropped against the shopper and maybe be reinstated or instated against the officer here?
It's very rare, but it has happened in a case I've covered before. In fact, the police tried to get Bivens charged today. Prosecutors looked at the evidence they had and they said there's not enough here. You're going to have to go back and do some more investigating. So we'll see what they come up with and what they send over to the prosecutor's office.
Yeah, interesting to see what DPD's reaction will be now. Thanks, Kevin.
All right, let's get you caught up on your forecast right now. A lot of rain marching toward Metro Detroit, as you see there on 4 Live radar, and boy, do we need it.
Yes, even though we got a whole bunch over the weekend, my lawn's still asking for it. Ben's tracking all of that. Hey, Ben, what's the latest?
Yeah, we did not make up our deficit with those periodic amounts of rain that we saw over the weekend, so we do need this. Right now, we've got a little bit of a split in between this rain and the stuff that's on the east side tried to make its way towards us earlier today and has sort of curled off and didn't want to come to Detroit just yet, but some of the stuff that's further back to the west will make its way here. Most of this is going to be overnight. You can see the leading edge of some of those showers have started to make their way into northern parts of Indiana, but not making much more progress to the east. So it's likely going to be after 12 o'clock before a lot of us see those showers. However, there will be some raindrops around between about 10 p.m. and 12 a.m. Temperatures are going to be falling tonight, and they are not going to recover tomorrow. So I hope you like the 50s, because that's about all we've got for Wednesday. We'll see if we can warm up towards the weekend in just a few minutes. Kim?
Okay, Ben. Now to a Local 4 update and a surprising new development in the case of a convicted rapist granted joint custody of a child conceived during a sex assault. Everything changed just a short time ago. Let's get to Steve Garagiola live tonight. Steve, the judge in this case put a hold on his own ruling.
Yeah, Kimberly, you know, in the court of public opinion, the judge has been portrayed as a bad guy here. How could he put forth such a ruling, joint custody of this child to a rapist? But now there are indications that the judge may have been blindsided here, that maybe he didn't get all the information he needed to make this ruling from the prosecutor's office. So while they sort it out, everything is on hold. The case began when the mother sought financial assistance from the state. The Sanilac County prosecutor pursued Christopher Marasolo for paternity, and a Sanilac County judge ordered joint custody to the woman's rapist, her child's father. This afternoon, both the judge and Sanilac County prosecutor James Young have walked back their positions. In a statement, Prosecutor Young says, the order awarded the mother sole physical custody of the minor child. The order is clear in that. If the mother does not want the father to have visitation, she does not have to provide it. The mother's attorney, Rebecca Kiesling, says the prosecutor apparently doesn't understand how serious the order is.
The prosecutor issued a statement today trying to make it sound like it was no big deal. It is a big deal, and I'm so pleased the judge recognized that.
This afternoon, the judge issued a stay on that order, pending a hearing next week. It now appears the judge may not have been given pertinent information by the prosecutor.
There's nothing to suggest that the judge knew that this involved a child molester, but I tell you, the prosecutor's office knew.
Attorney Kiesling says the Sanilac County prosecutor botched this case from the initial rape charges on.
I'm hoping that the judge takes the opportunity to really chastise the prosecutor for how this was handled.
So clearly there are lots of questions here now, and today the judge says, hold it. Everything's stopped. A hearing is scheduled for next week. He'll bring all the parties together and sort this all out. Kimberly, Jason, back to you.
So as far as Mirasolo goes, Steve, where do things stand with him now?
Well, that stands now through his attorney. He now says he will not seek custody, nor will he seek to even see the child. So that should make this negotiation next week easier if he's pulling himself out of the picture.
Yeah, a lot of people interested in this story on our website. Click on Detroit.com. We'll have more there. Steve, we appreciate it.
It was the wrong car to carjack. Police say this man right here, Christopher Salveda, put a gun in a woman's face and tried to steal her car at the Sunoco on Van Dyke and 9 Mile in Warren. But the car wouldn't start last night, and police say Salveda ran off before they caught him. He was arraigned today on 5 charges, including armed robbery. New pressure tonight on the head of the state police.
We think she should resign. It does not end with her resignation.
Ahead here at 5, the other changes civil rights leaders say must happen inside the Michigan State Police Force.
Out of control. Deadly wildfires in California driving up the death toll and the number of people reported missing there.
But first, Rick Wershe is on the move. Major developments down in Florida as his fight to get out of prison is far from over. Next.
This is new at 6.
Wages, health care, working conditions, the issues are familiar.
I'm just looking for fairness. That's all they're looking for is the company to recognize that.
We have an offer on the table. We want to talk. We want to bring our workers back.
Emotions running high at the Arbor Hills landfill in Salem Township.
2 local men on an unbelievable out-of-state shopping spree. The problem, they were doing it with other people's money. 177 potential victims want justice. The story is coming up.
After a trip that took more than a month, white boy Rick Wershe has arrived at his final destination, a minimum security prison in Florida. Wershe was first being held at the Reception and Medical Center State Prison in Lake Butler, Florida, but is now under less security at the Columbia Correctional Institution in Lake City. Wershe spent nearly 3 decades behind bars as a non-violent drug offender in Michigan. After closing out his Michigan prison sentence, he was taken to Florida. If he serves all his time there, it could be a little more than 3.5 years, but he will be also eligible to ask for release in as little as a few months.
Developing right now, officials in California say at least 13 people have died as wildfires rage through wine country. And if you need proof of just how bad things are, this satellite image should do it. And on the ground, the images are devastating. Entire neighborhoods turned into a wasteland. Gina Kim is in Anaheim tonight as crews work to gain control of the devastation.
This drive through a Santa Rosa neighborhood today says it all. Homes, lives, years of memories gone in an instant. As the death toll continues to rise, fire officials say about 150 more are still missing in Northern California, where the majority of the state's 17 fires continues to rage. Most began early Monday morning as powerful winds roared into the state, whipping up 70-mile-an-hour gusts.
This was at night. People were asleep. So they were awoken and they went and ran for their lives.
Some 2,000 homes and buildings were destroyed across California's famous wine country. At the other end of the state, the same winds stoked what fire officials are calling Canyon Fire 2, about 20 miles east of Disneyland.
And literally, this just went up in seconds.
It's being called Orange County's largest blaze in nearly a decade. More than 30 structures, including homes, have burned, along with 7,500 acres. Some 5,000 families were evacuated. California is now under state and federal emergency declarations.
To California, we say through this declaration, we are with you, our prayers are with you, and we will be with you every day until we put the fires out.
Many firefighters are on their 3rd straight shift without a break today, with full containment nowhere in sight. In all, about 180 square miles have burned in just the last 36 hours. And historically, October is the most dangerous month for fires here in California. In Anaheim Hills, Gina Kim, NBC News.
All right, Gina, and the fires have also put a huge toll on California's wine industry, which is estimated to bring in $34 billion a year to the California economy and could have huge impact for years and years to come. So, back here, we need a little rain.
We do. Yes. Ben knows better than I do.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about that. The stuff that we picked up over the weekend was nice. It's not enough. We still need more. And thank goodness Mother Nature is going to be just delivering a good soaking to us here over the next 24 hours. And this is going to last a while once the rain starts. You see it down to the south. It's more this area that we're going to be watching that's going to start pulling off to the northeast. That's going to be our big rainmaker, and most of it is going to fall overnight and through the first half of tomorrow. This is all swirling around a low, which is down here in parts of Missouri. So a lot of this stuff that's in parts of Indiana and Ohio should stay south of us, at least for the time being. A couple fingers of rain kind of coming off of that main area, and this is as we get into the evening hours. So don't be surprised to see a few drops out there, but again, most of it's going to fall after the midnight hour, and you can see how intense that some of this rain gets. I mean, this is going to be steady, widespread rain that we see overnight, and it looks like it's probably going to last through the morning commute. So keep that in mind, that it could slow you down in the morning. Otherwise, by afternoon, this should start tapering off, at least the widespread stuff, but we're going to have a lot of low clouds, probably some drizzle, and maybe a very sparse scattered shower that's going to last into the second half of Wednesday. And there's not a whole lot of sunshine behind that. We're going to keep the clouds around on Thursday, maybe a scattered shower on Thursday afternoon, but by far the bulk of the moisture is going to be coming with this system overnight and into tomorrow. We're expecting about 7/10. That's a good estimation area-wide of what we're going to get. But notice that there's some blue here on the accumulation map, and that means that there are going to be spots that pick up more than an inch of rain. Not quite as much as they're expecting out in Chicago, which is 2.5 inches, and probably a lot more across northern Illinois, where they could be seeing 3 to 4 inches in spots there. Otherwise, temperatures are going down, nowhere close to where we were yesterday. 69 is the current temperature. That's 10 degrees cooler than we were yesterday, and we're going to fall another 10 degrees for highs by tomorrow afternoon. In fact, once we set our lows tonight at 54, these numbers really not going to move a whole lot. So we're going to take a look at highs. Well, we'll call them afternoon temperatures, because there is a possibility we could actually set a high technically at midnight and see those numbers fall to the upper 50s into the afternoon. But that's as good as it gets tomorrow. South zone temperatures are going to be pretty much in the same ballpark, 56, 57. With the clouds and rain around, there's not going to be a huge variation in temperatures, although they will cool slightly up into Genesee County at 54. And there may be a couple spots in Sanilac County that barely peak above 50 degrees tomorrow. Sandusky and Lexington, we're calling for 51 in the afternoon there, generally mid-50s as you get closer to M59. So the temperatures do start moving back up. Thursday, Friday, we go to 73, so we're back above average before we head into the weekend. Weekend starts dry, but once we get into late Saturday and especially Sunday, we've got more rain coming. So I wish we could have spread this out over the last 3 months, but Mother Nature wants to make sure we get all we can.
Sure.
And so we're packing it all in the next few days.
You can bet those 50s are going to feel a lot colder than that,
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Huge difference, yes.
Thanks,
Shock
Ben.
to the system. Okay, Ben. Could the secret to looking younger be something you aren't even paying attention to? New here at 5, what it is that may have you rethinking your daily routine.
But first, stories from across Michigan, including an underwater Great Lakes theft and something this man was hiding on his computer. That's next.
Across Michigan tonight, stories from Northport and Mason.
But we want to start tonight in the small town of Grawn. That's in Grand Traverse County. That's where 25-year-old Daniel Smith is facing 14 charges after being arrested for having more than 100,000 files of child porn on his computer. Smith was charged with 2 counts of child sexually abusive activity, 10 counts of possession of child porn, and 2 counts of using a computer to commit a crime. He's facing up to 18 years in jail.
Moving over to Northport, where a 93-pound Petoskey rock was illegally removed from Lake Michigan. A Manistee County man discovered the giant specimen, lugged it to shore, and took it home. Officers seized it, and due to the law against removing more than 25 pounds of rock from the Great Lakes, it now has a new home in Detroit. The rock will be permanently displayed at the Outdoor Adventure Center just east of downtown near the Detroit River. And big news out of Mason. Native Rebecca Brunner made it through the 5th round last night of blind auditions on NBC's The Voice.
Brunner sang the song Believer by Imagine Dragons. Here it is. And at the very last second. She thought she wasn't going to make it. Country star Blake Shelton hit the button, turned his chair around, saved the day. He was the only one of the 4 coaches to turn his chair around. Her family thrilled, of course. But she was not disappointed that it was Blake.
What's your name? Rebecca Brunner.
New at 5:30.
An active shooter at a local church here in Macomb County, and all first responders are here on the scene. I'm Evrod Cassimy. Thankfully, this is just a drill, but coming up, I'll show you how emergency crews are ready should this become a real-life situation.
Before Old Man Winter roars into the Motor City, we're going to show you the things you should be doing right now, while the weather's still fairly nice out, to get your car ready for all the snow and the slush.
Detroit civil rights organizations came together today with one theme.
And we're here to serve. We're not here to diss.
But it turns out they're at loggerheads with Lansing. We'll tell you why.
This week, we'll...
The line is getting longer of the number of people trying to push the MSP colonel out of a job, but for now, she isn't budging. Initially, the NAACP admonished Colonel Christy Kibbe-Echu, but didn't demand she be fired. That changed today.
Tonight, the group is calling for her resignation or firing after she shared this meme on Facebook about NFL players who took a knee during the national anthem. Rob Maloney shows us how they're demanding action.
The governor remains defiant, as does the chief of the Michigan State Police, and yet the calls for her resignation continue, not only from the ACLU, but now from the NAACP and its head, the Reverend Wendell Anthony.
We think she should resign. It does not end with her resignation.
Anthony believes Christy Kibbe-Echu violated department policy regarding social media and expressing opinions, bringing the department under a bad light. And for that, she needs to go. ACLU attorney Mark Fancher agrees.
And if law enforcement officers believe that the people of the quality and the caliber of those engaging in the protests are degenerates, then we can only assume what they believe about people who have a lower profile.
They believe that racism chased a lot of good minority officers away, and the governor needs to get involved. So Anthony wrote a letter to Snyder last week looking to do just that.
And so he may feel as though, let me just wrap this out, but we're not going to wrap this out. We're going to walk this out. We're going to talk this out. We want to policy this out because it has to be fixed.
Now, if you're wondering whether the chief is feeling the heat in Lansing, the answer is an emphatic no. That from the lieutenant spokesperson, Mike Shaw, here for the Michigan State Police in Detroit. He says this is all just window dressing, really. And he says when it comes to things like minority recruitment, the NAACP has not lifted a finger to help in that regard. And he says that they need to work on that together, but so far, they're at loggerheads. In Detroit, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
In the meantime, the governor's office told Local 4 this afternoon Governor Snyder is happy to meet with Reverend Anthony and other members of the NAACP to hear their concerns. The chaotic minutes that destroyed lives are coming into focus more than a week after the Las Vegas massacre. Investigators now say gunman Stephen Paddock shot and wounded a hotel security guard who was investigating an unrelated incident 6 minutes before he opened fire on a concert crowd below his hotel window. It was earlier believed the guard's appearance actually caused Paddock to stop firing on the crowd. Now, the question of what made Paddock stop shooting is another mystery in the case.
That tragedy in Las Vegas proves just how important training is for our first responders. And that's just what happened today in Macomb County. Our Evrod Cassimy shows us how they're making sure they're ready for the worst.
It's mid-morning at Stony Creek Community Church in Macomb County. There are reports of an active shooter inside the building.
The individual actually takes his life shortly after the law enforcement shows up.
The scene is all too real after the mass shooting in Las Vegas, but this is just a drill being played out here.
The focus of this drill specific today is more to see how our readiness for our EMS, ALS, and fire departments respond.
It's a scenario that unfortunately first responders have to be ready for. A full-scale exercise like this is done every other year.
It's an event that, we hope never happens here, but it has happened so often around the country that it's something that we have to be prepared for as responders.
And this is the Macomb County Mobile Command Center. It's being used in today's drill as a place for first responders to plan and get organized. In a real-life mass casualty situation, it'll be brought in when an investigation is expected to last several days.
Something that at least annually or semi-annually you need to get together and bring all your responders together and actually take your plan and exercise it.
And they'll continue to exercise their plan so they're always prepared in the event of a real emergency.
We go back, we reevaluate, we do an after action, and if there were weaknesses, we adjust the plan and test again.
In Macomb County, Evrod Cassimy, Local 4.
Just last week, first responders in Oakland County participated in a similar exercise training up north in Grayling.
Well, more women have come forward to make sexual harassment accusations against movie mogul Harvey Weinstein. Actors Gwyneth Paltrow and Angelina Jolie told the New York Times they too had unwanted encounters with him. Chris Pallone has information on a 2008 meeting where an actress says Weinstein exposed himself.
Sexual harassment in the entertainment industry needs to stop, and it needs to stop now.
Former actress and producer Louisette Geis, alongside her attorney Gloria Allred, said she met with Harvey Weinstein in 2008 in an office he kept next to his Utah hotel room. After a half hour, she claims Weinstein left to use the bathroom.
He returned in nothing but a robe, with the front open, and he was buck naked.
Geis says she left despite Weinstein imploring her to stay.
My heart was racing and I was very scared.
Geis is the latest woman to accuse the longtime producer of sexual misconduct. TV reporter Lauren Savan told NBC's Megyn Kelly Weinstein exposed himself to her a decade ago after she declined his advances.
The shock of what I was watching just kind of makes you frozen.
Weinstein was fired from his own company Sunday, days after a New York Times investigation uncovered sexual harassment allegations going back 30 years, including incidents involving actors Ashley Judd and Rose McGowan. The Times reported Weinstein has settled at least 8 lawsuits. NBC News has not verified any of the allegations. Weinstein was a prominent supporter of Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign. In a statement, Clinton said she's shocked and appalled by the revelations and said the behavior cannot be tolerated. An attorney for Weinstein called the allegations false and defamatory, but in a statement last week, Weinstein himself acknowledged his behavior has caused pain and said, "I sincerely apologize for it." Chris Pallone, Local 4.
Closer to home, Michigan Senator Debbie Stabenow announced she will donate to charity the donations she previously received from Harvey Weinstein. According to campaign finance reports, Stabenow received $4,800 from Weinstein back in February of 2011.
There was a fire this morning at the Fox Volkswagen and Toyota dealership in Rochester Hills. You're looking at the dealership on Rochester Road in Avon after firefighters had gained control of that fire. Spectators from the shops across the street say at one point smoke was pouring out of the building. Investigators say it was some construction equipment on fire inside the building. Today, another nice day in the D, but in a matter of weeks, well, we're going to be dealing with, what's that? I refuse to think of it. I won't even dignify it with a word.
Exactly.
Snow, maybe?
Yes, that's right. Well, tonight, well before that slush arrives for your commute, experts are showing you what you should be doing right now to get your car ready. Let's bring in consumer investigator Hank Winchester. He joins us. And obviously, Hank, preparation is really key here, right?
It really is, because I know you guys don't like it, but that snow is going to eventually make its way to Michigan. So you want to get your car ready now while the weather is nice and mild. That means popping the hood, taking a look here at something as basic as washer fluid, checking all the fluids in the car. And if you need the help of an expert, now's the perfect time. Get ready, it's coming. The cold, the snow, the ice. But before the roads get really ugly here in Metro Detroit, take a look under the hood of your vehicle. Make sure your car is ready for whatever winter throws our way. Is this the ideal time to start thinking about winter, or do we have some time still?
You have a little bit of time, but you got to remember when we get to 32 degrees and below, that's freezing.
And that's when your fluids can be affected. That's why buying the right products is key. The team here at Metro 25 in Troy says you need products that can handle the deep freeze.
Definitely you want to make sure your washer solvent for your windshield wipers has a rating of at least negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay. This is an easy, quick test for the battery, right?
Yes.
So what is this then?
This is our battery tester. We want to make sure that the battery, for its cold cranking amp rating, is going to be at its level. So when it's sub-zero out in the morning, you go to work, you go to start it, that the cold cranking amps are there to bring it up.
Some products like these here can be purchased at most auto centers here in the area. And don't forget to focus on your wheels. For the average commuter who basically stays on 75, Woodward, 696, do those people need snow tires?
It's not mandatory, but it's a rule of thumb. If it's a rear-wheel drive car, you should contemplate it if you can afford it.
And wipers are key. Wet snow can be very heavy, so you need a heavy-duty set of windshield wipers. And take some of the strain off your wipers with this tip.
When you put Rain-X on, you should apply it obviously in a temperature-controlled area. Today would be a good day. Yeah. It'd be kind of hard to do in the middle of winter, but it actually is a good coating for the windshield, and it doesn't let any ice or anything build up on it.
Back out here live again. Right now is really the perfect time before we get into the winter season. A lot of those things pretty do-it-yourself, but if you'd like the advice or the help of a pro, you can go into most stations and you'll get a winter tune-up for around $50 to $100 depending on the make and model of your car. We're live here tonight. Hank Winchester, back to you.
I like that Rain-X idea, Hank. I didn't even know that existed. So thank you for that tip.
There you go.
What other stuff should we keep in our car? Obviously, there's that list that always keeps us a little safer in case of an emergency.
It is, Karen, and you know, a lot of it you can find in your trunk. You want to keep boots, you want to keep a blanket. Take a look at the full list. There are many different items that the experts say you should have in your vehicle, especially if you're traveling during the winter months. Even a quick trip from home to the office, you could experience trouble on the roadway. Better to be safe than sorry. We'll put all that information for you on the Help Me Hank page at clickondetroit.com. Karen,
all right.
back to you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Hank.
Best thing about Rain-X is sometimes you don't even need to use your wipers when it's raining.
I didn't know this product existed. I don't know how I've survived.
It drives some people crazy. Some passengers
I love it. I'm going to
can't
try it.
It's great. The country of Iceland probably woke up with a pretty big hangover this morning.
New tonight, what the country accomplished for the very first time that had people taking to the streets. And here's a hint. They didn't even win anything.
Okay. And a Detroit artistic destination is about to get a massive makeover. New here at 5:30, we'll show you the big change on the way at the Heidelberg Project.
But first, it's a body part that could be giving away your real age. And it's not what you might think. Find out what the experts say you should be doing now to keep yourself looking young. Next.
Visit the Michigan.
New at 6.
Only one Port Huron police officer has ever fallen in the line of duty. It happened back in 1930, but until today, he didn't get his proper due. The remarkable story of Detective Sergeant Roy Shamblo, new at 6.
Plus, a lot of people are avoiding sugar these days, but it's a different sweetener that could be wrecking your diet. Dr. McGeorge will investigate that.
Well, it may just be the secret to looking younger. When it comes to aging, many of us worry about our faces, but that's not always the telltale sign we're getting older. In fact, it's a part of the body you might not be giving any attention to at all. But if you do, you may just unlock the secret to looking younger.
When people see you, what gives away your age?
Probably your smile. You can see the wrinkles. The age, how long you've been smiling.
We think it's the laughter lines around your eyes.
I would say your face.
Your legs, your knees.
With women, I would say it's their hands.
The telltale sign to know how old a person is, you look at their hands. The backs of people's hands really show their age. You can have facial fillers, you can have toxins, you can have procedures, whether it's lasers, light, or a facelift, and your face will look young, but your hands tell the story.
You can help keep your hands looking young by applying sunscreen and moisturizing several times a day. But before you do,
people don't know that moisturizing cream is only designed to seal in water. So anytime you're applying moisturizer anywhere on the body, it should always go on wet skin.
Dermatologist Dr. Stephen Grecken says people can also forget to take care of their necks.
So whatever you're putting on your face, you should put on your neck. they should treat that area with rejuvenating creams. I think they need sunscreen for sure. They need a retinoid cream, something that's actually going to stimulate new tight collagen cells and new elastin. And then they need hydration. I love all of these new hyaluronic acid products. You can buy them over the counter, you can buy expensive ones.
Everyone has their own advice for keeping skin looking younger.
Moisturize, drink lots of water, and stay out of the sun.
I'm gonna go with lots of sleep, a good amount of water every day.
Smile a lot and try and be happy. It makes you glow.
Get a lot of sleep.
Okay, so we know skincare products can get really expensive. Dr. Grechen suggested a couple over-the-counter products. Take a look that have hyaluronic acid in them. CeraVe SA for your body that we have right here on the desk includes, you can use that for your hands, and we're going to come to that in a second. There you go. Right there. It's really, really good for hands. And the Neutrogena Hydro Boost for your neck and face. Both retail for about $20. I'm going to give you some, Jason.
Thank you.
And another tip, when you're putting on your face cream at night, whatever extra you have, rub on the back of your hands. Do you do that at night? Are you a moisturizer?
I have the hands of a 120-year-old man, of course.
So do I. I wish I would have had this tip like in my 20s.
Yes.
Because you goo up all here and you should just bring it down to your neck, put it on your hands, go to sleep. And you look younger. So there you go.
I'll stick to drinking water and getting lots more sleep. That should help.
All right, sounds good.
But I like this.